Hi everyone, I want to share with you an amazing new feature inside of Google Classroom. Google has now embedded NotebookLM right into our Google Classroom so we can easily create sources or resources for our students based on our materials that we're teaching them. I want to show you, so I'm in my Google Classroom here, and I am in my topic artificial selection. This is the topic that I am teaching my students right now, and I have actually provided with them or for them a Google Doc talking all about dog breeding. I have provided for them a Google Doc talking about it was an assignment students were doing where they took their desired dog traits to try to create a new dog. When then I had this information packet about the deer population, and I had some Google slides with some vocab cards our students filled out. So what I'm going to actually do is use NotebookLM to create resources based on these four documents and only these four documents. So I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to click on where it says create. When I click on create, I'm going to scroll down toward the bottom where it says Notebook LM. Now, our students do not have access to Notebook LM, so you cannot create a notebook and share it with the students, but we can use it to create resources for our students and then share those resources. So I'm going to click on Notebook LM, and what's going to pop up is actually all of my topics. I have my forces topic, artificial selection, natural selection, habitats. All of the topics that I have in my Google Classroom are right here. And you'll notice I have 4 classwork items. If I click on the drop down, I can see all 4 of the assignments that I created for my students that have sources or have docs attached to them. And I'm just going to check this box because I want to use all 4 of those resources. If I didn't want to do the vocab cards or wanted to do not do the deer population one, I can uncheck that box. But I want to put them all in there. So I'm going to go ahead and keep them all checked. So I have now all 4 of these checked, and I'm going to create my notebook. Now, again, our students do not have access to Notebook LM, so you cannot share this source with them. But I do want to show you how it takes all 4 of those assignments, those 4 documents, so 3 documents in one slide deck, and it takes all 4 of these and it creates a notebook based on just these documents. It doesn't take anything from the internet. It doesn't take anything about artificial selection from anywhere else. It is only taking the information from the 4 documents I provided for it. All right, so now I have my overall summary of all the different sources that are there. I could, if I wanted to, start typing here, just like it was ChatGPT or Google Gemini, and I could ask it to do things for me, like create a summary of the information or create some bullet points or an outline of all the information that's there. And I can actually take that and send that to my students if I wanted to. I can copy and paste it into a doc or something like that. So that's one thing I can do with Notebook LM. But I want to show you guys the really, really cool thing, and that is over here. So you may have seen audio overviews before, where this is where it like creates a podcast of kind of summarizing all of the information in these sources. It's really good. It's really good listening comprehension skills, really good for our students. But the new tool over here is what we call the video overview. Now, when you do this, it does take about 5 minutes to create the video overview. But what it's doing is it's taking the information, again, only the sources that I provided, and it's going to actually create a kind of like a podcast, but it's going to have visual slides for our students to look at. So I have an example. I've created one already. So I'm going to move over to this tab here, and I have this sample right here, and they called it Man's Best Invention. I didn't call it that. Google created that. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll see I now have this video with some audio over on top of it. So when I click on play, I'll let you kind of see what it looks like a little bit.
Ever look at a tiny chihuahua and then a giant Great Dane and just wonder, how are these even the same animal? It's a great question. Today we're going to dig into this incredible story of transformation. It's basically the story of how humans invented man's best friend. So that's really the big mystery, right? How did we get from one single ancestral wolf?
So these slides that you see in this video overview are created completely by Google. I did not create these slides. I've never seen these slides before. Google did this. The audio on top of it, completely created by Google. I didn't do anything. I didn't write a transcript. It just took my information, and created this video overview. Now you have a couple of options that you can do. You can make it full screen and you can show it to your students up in front of the class, or they have this button over here where we can download it. When you download it, it becomes an MP4, and that can actually go into a Google Slides, or you can put that into Google Classroom for students, and they can actually watch it on their own. If you wanted to do a couple more things, you can click these little arrows right here, and you can do mind maps or make reports or flashcards. You can even generate a quiz here based on, again, just your information. You can also click here to rename it or to share it this way, or if you just didn't like it, delete it and generate something new. All right, it's such an amazing new feature. AI is getting better and better, and it's getting right there within all of the things that we use every single day. All right, guys, I hope this helps. Have a great day.